Welcome everyone to the Maronite faith. In today's episode, we're going to continue something we had started earlier, which is to tell about the character of Abraham in the Bible. In today's episode, we're going to deal with two things, kind of separate. One is to do with the change of the name of Abraham, from Abram to Abraham. And the other thing is about a certain character that we read about in chapter 14 of Genesis. And he's a very enigmatic character. His name is Melchizedek. We will learn about him more. First, I just wanted to mention that when God made his covenant with Abraham, he changed his name. He said to him, no longer are you called Abram, you are called Abraham. Your wife is no longer called Sarai, she's called Sarah. And we kept this tradition in our Christian tradition, and in the Maronite tradition as well. We always choose a new name for the person when they are being baptized, to say that we have decided to wear Christ, to abide in the Lord, to have faith in Him. Our whole identity changes. So we basically choose a new name. Also, this tradition used to be when one person gets ordained. So you have a name for your baptism, but when you become a priest, you also change your name. The tradition had started with basically Abraham. God saying to him, your whole identity, your whole life will change once you meet me. And so he changed his name because the name reflects the identity. And we have kept this tradition even during the ordination. I'll give you a very famous example that you might already know. Our famous saint, Saint Charbel, is not really called Charbel. His name is Joseph. When he went into the monastery, he chose the name Charbel, who is an early Christian martyr from the 3rd century. So that name change is a tradition that started with Abraham and continues on to our church in the modern day. The other thing about Abraham that I want to talk to you about today is this priest. His name is Melchizedek. It says in here in Genesis chapter 14, he's the King of Salem. Almost everybody agrees that Salem is Jerusalem, which is the famous city of David. So this priest Melchizedek, then he is mentioned again in the New Testament, and when the priests get ordained in our church, they say that we are ordained at the order of Melchizedek. Christ is a priest under the order of Melchizedek. And you'd wonder, who is this person? How did that happen? What's the link between Melchizedek and Christ? Well, Abraham had won a battle with certain kings, and he came back. And then the Bible mentions that Melchizedek, the priest of God Most High. So the first time we hear of a priest who is the priest of the Lord, it's in here, way before Aaron appears in the picture. And then the descendants of Aaron become the priests of the temple of Jerusalem. Before Aaron, way before, there was this priest Most High. His name is Melchizedek, which means the righteous king. Melchizedek in Arabic, Al-Malik al-Sadiq, the righteous king. And he presents to Abraham bread and wine. And we know later on that Christ, during the Last Supper, he gave his disciples bread and wine. He did not give them bread and water, or I don't know what. He gave them exactly like what Melchizedek gave to Abraham. But he said to them, from now on, this sacrifice of bread and wine, it's me. This is the true sacrifice. The true sacrifice is Christ himself. No longer do you need a lamb or offerings or whatever it is. The true sacrifice is Christ himself. And that's why he said to them, this bread is my body, this wine is my blood. In a way telling them that like how Melchizedek gave that sacrifice in front of Abraham in the old days, there is now a new sacrifice, and it's going to be the last sacrifice, the sacrifice of Christ himself under the form of bread and wine. So, and then it says in here that Melchizedek blessed Abraham. It says, he blessed him and said, blessed be Abraham. At the time he was called Abram, his name had not changed yet. By God Most High, maker of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand. And Abraham gave him 1/10 of everything. So basically, this priest Melchizedek, he blessed Abraham, and through Christ, who is the new Melchizedek, he blessed the whole world and the whole universe. If you have any questions, please do email me on askamaronite, all one word, @hotmail.com. I wish you all a beautiful day, and may God bless you always.